Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Den. This is episode number 121 and today is Tuesday, July 15th. I think it's the 15th. Welcome. If you're a returning viewer, you'll see that I'm in a different place and I'll tell you where I am in a second. Welcome if you're watching for the first time. If you are watching for the first time, where have you been? I've been here for 2 years. Well, not sitting here for 2 years. I've been podcasting for over 2 years. And if you're joining us now, it's nice to finally have you sitting with us. My name is Denise and I'm also known as Knitting Den on Ravelry and Instagram. Okay, so let me tell you where I am. And I'm super excited. I hope this works. Kick off my slippers, fold my legs, position the camera, although I'm going to swing it round in a minute and tell you where I am. I'm not very far from the house. I'm actually just in the garden. Well, not the garden. I'm on the other side of the driveway with the trees behind me, and I'm hoping it's not going to be too breezy. It wasn't a second ago, but could be right now because there's nothing to stop the breeze getting around the camera here. I was sitting on the porch as I normally am, but I so wanted to sit on the other side so you could see the trees, but it was quite breezy coming down, as I said before. The side of the house, you know, it's just a bit too breezy for me. So I came over here and I thought I would try it out. Now, don't know what the wind or the breeze is going to do with my hair. I've brought a cup of coffee out and I am so glad you're here with me, and I'm so excited. I've never done this before. I've got a blanket down, I've got all my bags next to me, I've got my notes, and I'm going to try and tip it down without having to turn it off. I have my little, where is she? I don't know, you can't see that way, hold on. She is on the other side of the camera. I think I should have moved a bit further back so that the breeze isn't, I don't know if it'll make much difference. If this sound quality is terrible because of the breeze, then I just won't do this anymore. But I'll pan around, let you see, and you can see the mountain that is behind our house, Bell Mountain. Let me see if I can show you it. It's hard to tell what you're seeing because of the glare on the camera. Yeah, that's Bell Mountain. That's behind my house. That's next door's fence, you can see. And if I come back again this way, if I pan that way, this is just up the driveway. That's my driveway. And yesterday, I doubt we'll see it today, yesterday Kiki was taking some video of a mama deer with her little fawn that I like to call Bambi because they've got their little spots on their back still. But I doubt she'll come out while I'm sitting here yabbering on. Bindi, are you chewing grass? Probably. I can't show you Bindi, she's on the other side. She might come here in a second. I've got her tied to the tree so she doesn't run off if she sees rabbits or anything. All right, so notes, coffee. Are you sitting comfy? Does it look okay? Am I centered into the picture? All right, let's get started. I've introduced myself, said welcome to new viewers, welcome back to friends and returning viewers, and yeah, thanks for joining me. Let's get on with the next card. I want to welcome, let's see, that's not it, I'm going into, all right, I want to welcome new members in the Ravelry group. If you joined this week, thank you so much, and I do have special welcomes. Now, I might be repeating this one. I can't remember if I said it last week, but welcome to Shirley in Pennsylvania, I might have done, who is one who knits on Ravelry. I want to say a special welcome to Cindy, who's in Indianapolis, and she's Cindy Len on Ravelry. Dennis, who is Buzzboy on Rav, and he is in Illinois. And Betty for Fibre, number 4, Betty for Fibre, who of course is Betty in Ohio. And I want to say hi to True, who's the artsy knitter, and I believe she has a podcast that I'm going to try and get to watch today or tomorrow or this week. Hi True, and she's in Toronto, Canada, originally from Jamaica, if I remember correctly. And I don't know your daughter's name, but I know she co-hosts sometimes with you. So hello to True's daughter. Hi to everyone, and I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're watching today and you haven't just joined the Ravelry group and then don't watch. The hair's going to bug me, but... Alright, so I was excited to say hello to you guys. You can find the podcast hopefully on YouTube. I know some people are still having a problem searching. It's Knitting Den, all one word, not two different words. I just search Knitting Den and it comes up with my episodes that I've added on there recently. So I don't need to put the Knitting Den podcast or the Knitting Den. Just type Knitting Den, all one word, and I should come up. But if I'm a really nice podcaster, I should remember to put the link into the blog and onto the Ravelry group, and I keep forgetting, but I'll try to do that this week. Here's Miss Bindi wandering around. Hold on. For anyone that likes to see her. Where is she? Can you see her? Oh, I don't know if you're seeing her now. Bindi! Hi, babies! You coming? Here she comes. Where is she? There she is. Hi! You want to say hello? No? You can just sniff about? It's hard to... I've got coffee in my hand still, so... Sit down. Sit down. Stay with Mama. Go on. Alright, let's carry on. Sorry. So, yes, you can find the... Oh, this piece of hair is bugging me. You can find the video, the podcast on YouTube. And it should be on iTunes still via Podcast Garden, but I think a lot of people are having issues with that. And I don't check very often. I did check last week. I could see it on my computer through podcastgarden.com. I searched, I think I'm under entertainment. I got to keep watching her, sorry. Let me know if you're still having a problem. I apologise for that. Oh gosh, I just wondered if I'd pressed the record button there, but I have. Bindi, come on. Don't want you wandering in the long grass. If you see anything slithering behind me, tell me, will you? I had a huge big snake in the grass last week. Apparently it's a bull snake, non-venomous, but I don't want it anywhere near me. Bindi! I'm sorry if I have to stop and start this to just get her to come over here. Bindi! Come! Come on! Now! I don't like her wandering that far. I should have made her leash a little shorter. Come here! I don't know what's over there. Come on, you're disturbing the podcast. Get here. Stay. Will you just stay there for me, please? All right, sit down. I might be editing some of this out, otherwise it's going to be... You stay. A bit boring for you all. So anyway, talking about YouTube before we get on. I know a lot of other podcasters are on YouTube and they've just started putting their videos on YouTube as well. Some have been there for a while, but I don't know why it took me this long. I just discovered this week that I can watch YouTube on my big TV in the bedroom. So yesterday, for the first time, I watched Daniela from Caffeinated Gert, and I was watching Darren at AME. Bindi, I'm going to put you in the house. But it was fabulous. I was knitting, and I could just glance up and see. Hang on, I get her leash up here. She's now sitting eating grass. So, I'm sorry, I was excited to sit here, but it seems like it's going to be a bit disruptive with her. I might stop and put her in the house, we'll see. Alright, let's move into this week. I hope you all had a fabulous week. I don't know if you did anything fun, let me know if you did in the Ravelry thread. We went to the Renaissance Fair, finally. Now, you might have seen some pictures at the beginning. If I didn't put them at the beginning, you can watch them at the end. I'm not sure what I'll do yet, but we had a fabulous time. Weather was really sunny, not too hot, nice and breezy in some, as you were walking around. Our weather, we've been getting it like today, there's, bright, lovely blue skies and sunshine. And then by the afternoon, the grey clouds come over and we get some pretty, not severe, but pretty loud thunderstorms some days. And we've been getting quite a bit of rain, which is very, very good for Colorado. We always need it. So we went to the Renaissance Fair. Mrs. Bakery Bear came with us, so I have some fabulous pictures to add to the Bakery Bear podcast competition, Bears in the Wild. Mrs. BB the second, as I'm calling her now, because she was the second bear I knit, had her picture taken with a knight in shining armour. Well, it wasn't very shiny, but, you know, he was one of them with all the gear on. And with her lovely friend, Fairy Twig the Fairy, who I think is just very, very pretty. She's there every year, and she gives you these little shiny stones, and as she hands you them, like glitter drops out of her hand, and the kids just love it, the little girls. So we saw her. I took a few pictures of Mrs. BB, of course, just in front of the Renaissance Festival sign before we walked in the door. So you'll see them, as I said, either you've seen them at the beginning or you'll see them at the end. Bindi, are you chewing grass? Oi! Will you stop? She is too. She's chewing grass or roots or something. Coffee's already cold. Let's get into finished objects. And if I can do this one-handed, probably not. And I don't know where to put the coffee without it spilling, because it's quite, it's not a level ground here. Hold on. Should have had this bag open like the other one. I think I put them in here. Yes. Finished objects. It's going to look a bit like last week, because last week I showed you my little owl puff, and that's a bit of felt on him. It's not normally there. I showed you my little owl puff, and this was for my year-long knit-along, trying to do some ornaments. I decided I would do another one. And there they go, two together, and I'm not finished yet. I'm going to make one with the cream yarn, and I'll do red and green scarf. So they're all kind of 3 colours, 3 owl puffs. And I think that would be a nice little set for my spoilie. The pattern, I said last week, is Owl Puffs. It's free on Ravelry from Jenna Cooper. I think I said it right this week. And I'm just using acrylic yarn that I have in the house, or the Barocco Weekend, I think it is, which is a worsted, I think, is what I used for the red. But I'm going to try and move on and not take too long with this. I'll tell you why. I think the ground's a bit damp, and I can already feel, it doesn't feel wet yet, but it's, you know, I think if I sit here long enough, it's going to seep through this blanket, because it's not like plastic underneath. So let's just carry on and move on with the show. Works in progress. I'm going to have to find somewhere to put this down, so hold on. It was so nice drinking it. I'll put it there and hopefully it doesn't spill. If it spills, it's going to spill on this blankety thing. Works in progress brings me to the title of the show. I know I'm already going to call it My Legacy. Now, if you remember, if you are a returning viewer, a few months ago, we got talking about, I think my glasses are cockeyed. We got talking about our legacy. Somebody mentioned it. I've not written down notes about who it was got started. Mentioned something about our legacy. I think it might have been Kitty Girl and Katie. I didn't know what that meant. And so either she mentioned it or she was the one that explained it to me. Basically, your legacy, with your knitting legacy, is like, what would you want to be remembered, how would you like to be remembered when it comes to your knitting? Have you got a huge project or a special project? I think that's where we were going with this. And so I mentioned at the time that I wanted to knit Kristen a big Afghan, something that she could take to college with her, just have, I'm planning on just using it in the house so that it's something she takes with her from home. I never did get started it. I did plan on knitting the Tree of Life, I think it was called, Tree of Life Afghan, but I've changed my mind. And this week, let me see which bag I put it in. I'm going to show you, I'll fetch the iPad out, see if you can see. and I'm not sure. Bindi, will you stop chewing yucky stuff? Let me see. I bought this on my Kindle. It's an Afghan pattern book. And actually this is the pattern book I had years and years ago when Kristen was first born, and I had plans to knit an Afghan then. I think I started one square, I don't even know where it is, and hold on a minute. You know, it just got put aside. So I bought this. The only thing is you can't print it out. Oops, come here, sweetie. I'm trying to hold our leash so it's not pulling on her. You can't print it out from Bindi, I can't hold that. There you go. From my Kindle, I can't really print it out, so I have to have the Kindle open all the time when I'm knitting it. This was the book I got. You probably can see a big glare still, but it's the 60 easy to knit pattern stitches for an Afghan. And I thought, I've changed my mind about a huge big Afghan. I think this might be nicer. I don't think it's as overwhelming, and you can knit, you know, a square at a time. And over the coming months, I hope to do that. So I got started this week, and I've picked the willow tree pattern. I think that's what it was called. This is all I've got done. I'm not sure how the lighting's looking now. I'm using a size 6. I did cast on with a size 8 and it was just too loose, and I want it more a heavier Afghan. I don't want it loose and airy. So you probably can't see, but I've started the tree here. I am just knitting it right now. I'll tell you, I'm knitting it with Red Heart acrylic in a cream colour. I'm going to knit this square and I'm going to wash it. Obviously it's acrylic, I can throw it in the washing machine. I'm going to wash it and see what it's like after that. See if it's soft, because it's not really that soft right now. If I don't like the feel of it, if I'm not happy with it, I'm going to invest in some other kind of acrylic. One of my favourites is the Black Horse. I think it's called Black Horse. Black Horse yarns. I've knit a scarf with that in acrylic, and it's super, super soft. Either that or I will invest in some superwash merino from somebody, but we'll see. I've got a ton of this in because I bought it with the intentions of starting some Afghan, but it's not my favourite kind of yarn. I don't think it's anybody's favourite kind of yarn, to be honest. But anyway, that is my first work in progress. Moving on, the rest of the work in progress are going to be similar to last week as well. I can see, I don't know if it's the sun is changing position, it's probably getting higher. So I hope it's not messing with I hope it's not giving you too much of a glare or anything. I did I did some of my Forest Elf, which is this pattern. A nice big long jacket I'm going to work on for the fall with a hood out of the Simply Knitting book. And this is what I got done. I've got a sleeve done. Oh my gosh. No, that's not my dog. That was not my dog. And I think she might even start barking again if I raise my voice. It's the dog next door in that fence that you could see. And I'm not sure if she's gone in because she has a doggy door and she can come and go when she wants. And every time I tried to open my mouth again, she barked. So she's not barking now. I'm hoping she's gone in. Bindi's gone in the house because, seriously people, I'm trying to do a show here. Get your dogs in. Alright, as I was saying before, not my dog barked. She's a beautiful golden retriever, but I don't need to hear that. As I was saying, I'm knitting my Forest Elf. I just showed you the jacket. There's a huge big ant. Get off. This is what I've got done on the back. This, I did a sleeve and I'd only just done the rib. I hope that's not too loud for you. I'm just going to keep on talking. I did that, and this is what I've got done. I haven't measured, and it's curling quite a bit, so I don't know how much it is. The dicky-do is here because every time I knit on it, I like to move it up to see how many rows I got done that evening. Okay, this is not as much fun now because we've got a dog barking. I might just be able to turn it low. If I have to turn it right low and you can't hear me, I'll put subtitles on the bottom. We'll see if that works. Alright, moving on to the other work in progress I got work done on. Jersey, shut up. Her name's Jersey. In my bag, I have started putting on my little flower tags that I was using. I said I used as a gauge swatch. I've started writing on what's in the bag because I keep forgetting. I have not brought the pattern with me, the pattern book. It's from Botanical Knits 2 for new viewers. And this was chart E that I'm on to. I'm not showing you too long because it's a paired pattern. My goal is to do a chart every week, and I'm only about 4 rows short. So I'm doing well. I will have that finished in the next day or so, and then I'll move on to chart F. It probably doesn't look much different to when you saw it because it's just all a big jumbled mess. But this is for anyone watching for the first time. Look, you can see leaves. Might be able to see it there. So yeah, it just looks like a bit of a jumbled mess right now. I still love knitting on it, and now that I know it's just a repeated pattern of the leaf, there's the hummingbirds, with a lot of lace over, yarn overs in it, it's getting quite simple. And so long as I don't forget a yarn over if I'm knitting it while watching TV, I'm fine. I haven't made that many mistakes. I hope I didn't jinx that, but yeah, so the yarn was I keep wanting to say Mad Tosh. It's Malabrigo sock. And you probably can't see the colour very well because of the lighting. Sock yarn. This is one of the alternative yarns that Alana Dakos suggested in her book. So what I was going to do next is I have a new little section. Nothing exciting, but it's new, and I thought I would try to do this every week. This little section is going to be called, well, it doesn't necessarily have to have this title, but I'm going to go into what's been added to my queue this week. And I thought I would tell you if there's anything this week or anything during the week that I've really liked and added to my queue. There was one, that's not messages, there was one really pretty, there it is, cute, shawlette. It looks like a shawl to me, it looks quite large. Of course I've got it the other way around, so the newest ones are at the bottom of my queue. This is a paired pattern, and actually if you're watching, well, I doubt you'll be watching this today because it will not be edited until very, very late afternoon. There's 25% off this pattern today, 15th only, 15th of July, and the pattern is called Pebble Beach. Yeah, Pebble Beach Shawlette. You might not be able to see very well, so I apologise if you can't, but it looked absolutely beautiful. Very kind of simple with a lot of yarn overs again. I can't tell if you're seeing that very well, but I just really liked it, so I've added it, and I think I need to start more shawls after I finish the forest foliage. I'd like to just carry on and cast on another shawl or shawlette. It's by Helen Stewart, and I think, oh no, Curious Handmade. It's published in Curious Handmade. I thought this was the one that was going to be in an e-book pre-order, but it's not. You can just buy it today. You'll probably be able to buy it every day, obviously, but today it's a 25% discount. I'm not sure whether this was a good idea. It was okay in the beginning. Well, we'll just carry on, keep moving, keep moving. So sometimes I'll show you what I've seen on Ravelry that I like, in case you didn't see it. If there's anything that you saw that you liked, you can always leave me a message in the Rav thread. Sometimes it might be something I've seen in a magazine, like I showed you the Forest Elf weeks ago. That's why I bought that knitting magazine, because I really like that pattern. But anyway, moving on to spinning. The hummingbirds chase each other, and they really fight and chase each other too. They're very territorial. Anyway, spinning. I've done some spinning this week. I didn't obviously bring my wheel out here to show you, but man, it would be nice to sit and spin out here. I've took a couple of pictures for Instagram, so I'm going to insert them here, and you can see it on my wheel, my ladybug. So this is what I've been doing. It's not much, but I've spun a few times this week, but just for 10 minutes here and there, to be honest. And what I was spinning, I've fetched them out to show you, are my, now I never know if they're called Rolags or Poonies. I don't know the difference. I think they might be Poonies, I'm not sure. These were gifted to me a few weeks ago, a few months, from Deborah from, she's in England, in Derbyshire, and she is the owner of the Fondant Fibre website, Etsy store I should say, handcrafted Poonies, that's what this one is. She sent this as a gift. At the same time she sent some hand spun that we gave away, which I absolutely loved and I wanted to keep, or I want to be able to spin like that. She just did a single ply, but it was just, you know, it was just beautiful. The way, like thick and thin, and I don't know how you actually get it like that. Mine is spinning very, very thin. That's the way I spin, so I'm just going with it for this one. I'm just not experienced enough yet to do it any different, to do any different way. But anyway, this gorgeous stuff, oh my gosh, it's super, super soft. You probably can't see there. It looks very grey to me, but there is, let's see if you can see, there's some lilac colour and cream colours in there. The sun's probably making this a, I should maybe move back. Yeah, let's have a move back. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh gosh, I'm going to knock you all over, but I'm worried that, hang on, I'm going to scoot on back a little bit, see if that's better, because the sun's coming up and you can probably see some rays. Alright, so this is Natural Grey Blueface Leicester, and the lilac is a merino, and the creamy coloured is a 50% mulberry silk, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I was on Deb's website this morning, and of course what's got me into spinning this week is all the talk about Tour de Fleece and Tour de France. I never watch Tour de France, or Tour de France, depends on how you want to see it. I'm just not into stuff like that, and because I don't spin very much, I never get into Tour de Fleece either. But I was tempted, or you know, motivated to actually sit down at my wheel this week. If I make a run for it, it's because there's a huge wasp over there. So I was on Deb's website, and now because I'm motivated to do some spinning, it got me thinking. You know, we're all doing this Christmas in July knit along, which I'll get into in a second. I was thinking I want to knit some stuff for Knitting Friends this year. I'm not knitting for my family, I'm only knitting for my spoilie out of the year-long knit along with Little Lippy U group in Ravelry. And but it got me thinking, instead of knitting something for a knitting friend, wouldn't a hand spun skein of yarn be awesome to send as a gift? So I was on Deb's site, and I'm like, I'm going to have to make a purchase, because some of the stuff she's got in there, I was so excited. I haven't touched any fibre in a long time. In fact, this is all I've got, and the one from Never Enough Time Yarns, I've got a bat that I will move on to after this, hopefully, or if I've ordered more stuff and this comes, I'm just loving spinning these. I'm just pulling it like this from, going from the tip, and it's coming out really thin. And then I'll just do what I normally do is, ply it. It'll be 2-ply. That's all I do for now. And we'll see how it comes out. But the other day I actually did 3 of these. So, it might not take me long. I can't remember how many there is total. But there's 100 grams total. I don't know how many ounces that is. Is that 4 ounces? But I don't know how many of these. I haven't counted these, if there's 10 or 12 or whatever. But anyway, spinning, loving it, and I hope to do some more this week. I do get excited because I love once I get to ply it, I love to see it, and I love to skein it up, and I get so proud of myself, when I look at it, because I'm just a very novice spinner, but it's so exciting when you can take something off the wheel like that and have a skein of yarn. All right, that was spinning. Let's move on. So as I said, Fondant Fibre, Deb has a website. It's Fondant Fibre with a R-E for fibre, .com. I'm not sure if she's on Etsy. I know she might not be because she's got her own website. Fondantfibre.com. Yeah, I heard you buzzing by. All right, moving on quickly. Knit-alongs, just a quick update. Christmas in July knit-along is going on in the group right now. Knit anything Christmassy themed or anything that you are planning to give as a Christmas gift. It's a great way to get started on your Christmas knitting. And despite the hot summer that you might be having, it's never too early to think about Christmas gift knitting. November is, to me, we're too late. So get a start now. You can also join in after July. You can join in with Dan and Kay's knit along coming up in August, and that's getting ahead of the game, I think it's going to be called. And again, that is to encourage you to knit your Christmas gifts. So that's what's going on in our group. And I'll just clarify that I've said 2 entries per person. What I mean by that is you can do 2 posts with your name, a maximum of 2. If you've done 4 small projects, you could put 2 in each post, or you could just show us just a total of 2, 1 in each post. It doesn't matter. You can show me 3 projects in one post, 1 in another, however you like, but it's just a maximum of 2 entries. That's what I mean by 2 entries, so that anyone knitting for knitting a larger project still has just as much chance as you if you were to knit half a dozen smaller projects like dishcloths and things. That's the reason I'm thinking that way. And I hope that's okay with everyone. Okay, moving on. And did I bring it? I thought I brought it, but yes I did. We're going to move into book talk. What do you think? For those who are reading along, and oh my gosh, some of you are already finished, so it must have been a good read. I'm halfway through. I did get past, I thought I had to get to chapter 20 this week, but I checked the thread and it's chapter 18, which is perfect because that's where I stopped last night. So if you've got anything, if you're reading it and you've got any comments, go along and leave them in the read along thread. What am I thinking then? Let's see. What I'm thinking right now, up to this point, my thoughts on it. I think Nell seems to be the main character and not Izzy. It gave the impression that Izzy was going to be the sleuth, maybe she is the one that figures out who murdered the girl, but right now it's Nell that seems to have a lot of thought about, the murder, and she's, I think she's on the verge of starting to put 2 and 2 together kind of thing. So I'll see. I'm not sure how it'll progress. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it though. I love knitting fiction. And here's my question for anyone that is reading, or if you're not reading but you want to read the next time. I definitely will do another read along. Can we just get rid of the hair dangling? But here's my question. Do you want to knit, Do you want to read the next book in the series? Because she's obviously got quite a few. I'm not sure what it's called. But do you want to read the next book in the series, or do you want to read something completely different, just a one-off fiction novel? The rule is it's got to be fiction right now, because that's what I love and enjoy. And that's why I'm doing it in my knitting podcast. Knitting, fiction. If you are not joining in with this, you could still read this and then, be ready to read the next one if we start with number 2. I know there's a few of you that want to keep with the series, and to be honest, I personally do as well. I will keep with the series, whether we decide on a different book. If we decide on something different, I'll still read this myself. But I don't know, maybe it would be fun to just stick with the series for a few months and see how we go. And with that is the second question: when do we start that book? Should we give ourselves a couple of weeks break and start mid-August? Do we give ourselves a whole month break? Do we try to get started on the 1st of August as soon as we finish this? I'd love your thoughts on it, so you little bookworms out there, let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to move into girly chatter. Girly chatter. I just stopped the camera there, just in case we have any issues with the syncing. And my AC just kicked in, so I hope that is not way too loud for you guys. All right, something I did this week, just wanted to tell you about as, friend to friend. Have you tried, this is something I tried this week, or actually last week, and I'm loving it, Walmart to go. You probably know, or you might not, but Walmart has started to deliver groceries, or actually whatever you want to order, anything in their store. They've started to deliver. I knew they had started to deliver. I checked their site a few weeks ago and they delivered to my area, but I'd never got around to placing an order. Last week I did get around to placing the order because my sister told me that she had placed an order. She's in England, and their store, which is called Asda, I think they were bought out by Walmart. They've got a lot of the brands of Walmart now. So they do it over there, and she'd placed an order. So I decided to try it. So last week I got online, created an account, a password, put in your credit card number, and I picked some things I needed. Milk, bread, just generally my general groceries, or toiletries, anything like that. I only spent about $60, and the delivery fee, there's 2 different fees. If you want a 2-hour window, say like between 2 and 4, it costs $7. If you want a 4-hour window, it'll only cost you $5. And when you go to pick what day or time you want, it has a little triangle in that time slot. It'll say, that little triangle indicates that they're already going to come to my area, or my neighbourhood. They'll be delivering that day, so you just pick that day. I generally do. Why pick a different day? So I don't mind having a 4-hour time slot because I'm always in the house, so $5 is absolutely great to have the groceries just brought to your door. In fact, the guys just carry them into my kitchen. They deliver them in the plastic bags as if you'd just gone shopping. And you can even order the frozen stuff out of the frozen section. Their van, obviously, I can tell, is got a freezer section in it, because they pull out my bags that I've with the frozen products as they get to the door, so they go straight into my freezer. So it's not like they have to pack things for me using those cooler things. I can't explain what they are, but you know what I mean. So it just comes out of their freezer, gets brought into my kitchen and straight into my freezer. So there's no defrosting or worries about defrosting stuff. So that was last week, and I got the $5 waived for the delivery, and I assumed that was because I was a new customer. And the guy confirmed that when he came. So over the weekend, I start placing another order. I was on their website. There's absolutely, obviously, thousands and thousands of items on their website. And so sometimes it's best to just search the item you want. But if you have time, I was scrolling through some of the items, and some stuff I see that I don't see in their store. I finally made a grocery list, because I'm normally out on Monday, so I decided to place the order for yesterday. And when I went to check out, I'll just tell you this, it's interesting. I picked another 4-hour slot, and it said that it had been waived. The delivery fee had been taken off again, so I got free delivery. So before I confirmed the order, I went back and decided to pick a 2-hour window slot. The same day, because they were coming to my neighbourhood, but I picked the 2-hour window slot, which was $7, just out of curiosity to see if it would take the $7 off. And it did. I got free delivery, and I picked a 2-hour window slot. And it turned out the guy called me and said he was going to be early. Would that be okay? So it was even better for me. For some people who are out of the house and are at work and they know they can't get back home before 4 o'clock or anything like that, it's not as good for them. Perfect for me. He came at 12:30 instead of 2, between 2 and 4. And my groceries were put away in 5 minutes, and that's it. And it was fabulous. I even put in some mascara in the cart, and they deliver it. Got my toiletries, shampoo and conditioners that I needed, frozen stuff, fruit and veg, canned stuff, absolutely anything. So I was going to say, as a friend to friend, if you have the opportunity to get online and check that out and you've got the time, give it a go. It's a great service. They're very, very helpful. You don't need to tip them. I was reading on the website, should I tip them? I wasn't sure. It said no, they're not allowed to accept tips, but a thank you is all they need. So, you know, I do rave on to the guys and tell them I'm so appreciative of them coming down to my doorstep, and tell them a big, huge thank you. That turned off. It's nice and quiet again. And it was great. So I will be doing that quite often, in fact every week. And here's what I like about it. I think it's going to save me a lot of money, because every time I go into Walmart, of course there's other stuff there, non-groceries, t-shirts, plants, anything. I always put something in the cart that I probably don't need, and I can't get out of Walmart without spending $100. The week before last, it was $170. Don't even ask me what I bought, but it was $170. Sun is moving over, so I'm going to wrap this up in a second. So if I can put off going to Walmart for things I don't need, but I need groceries and they'll bring them to my door, I'm all for it, and I'm going to keep on doing it. So I had a fabulous week. It's so exciting when they come. I mean, I was doing the organic vegetables and stuff a few months back, which is fine, but I stopped that because we couldn't eat it fast enough. And so I've gone to Walmart, and they do have some organic produce, like lettuce and, the salad stuff they have. I don't know if they'll get more, but for now, I just order what I need. Sometimes it's organic, sometimes it's not. But it was great fun. And I'll be excited every Monday morning now. I'm going to have, a delivery to my door. I'll probably finish off the list on a weekend. So, all right, let's move right into the end of the show. It's just a quick update on the Kikiboo bags. My Kikiboo, the Etsy store, knitting project bags. The Christmas in July sale is still going on, obviously, for the month, and 25% off your purchase. The bags are going pretty quick, so there's not many in there. I think there's only 2. I'm trying to get some Christmas bags sewn this week to add, just to give you the chance to get a discount this month. So I'm working on that. The Book Lovers bag kit went up for pre-order last Friday. There was a little bit of a mix-up. Somebody was having an issue with their PayPal account, and it kept telling them, I think it was telling them, the transaction hadn't gone through or wasn't available. Something was going wrong for the poor girl, boy. And she contacted, so it was a girl, duh. She contacted PayPal, and it turned out that the transactions she'd been trying to make had gone through. Every single one of them had gone through. So she'd bought 10 bags. So poor thing got in touch with our PayPal. They sorted that out. But it meant 10 bags had been, all of the bags were sold within a few minutes. 10 to somebody else, to other people, and 10 to one girl. So I had to list them again. Obviously she didn't want 10. But I did need to list them again. So I did that. I put out a couple of messages to people that, say on Instagram, and people that had PM'd me saying that they'd tried to grab a bag. They were there right at the right time, but they were too slow, kind of thing. I just gave them an opportunity to get back to the shop and see if they still wanted something. And I'm happy to say the 9 bags that got ordered by mistake were sold as well. I'll be working on all them this week. I hope to get most of them out by the weekend. After that, I've decided I'm going to take a break. Let me pin it back a bit. I'm going to take a break from the shop for the month of August. I thought about a couple of weeks, but I've decided that once July ends, I'm going to just wait for the whole month. Kiki actually goes back to school on August the 12th or 11th, 12th I think, which seems super early. And I had thought, like, I'll open the shop when she gets back to school, but that's coming around so fast. I think I'm just going to take the whole month off. That's not to say I won't be sewing. I have a few custom orders I'm going to consider taking. And what else? Well, of course, I do want to carry on sewing some stuff for the shop, and I might start on some Halloween bags, seasonal ones. So I will be still sewing a little, but just not as much, and I'm just closing the shop so I don't have to worry about anybody, keep checking it every day to see if somebody placed an order. I think I'm going to open it again on September 1st. So that is the update with the shop, and that is everything this week. We're at the end of the show. Let's fingers crossed it was not too bad, not too noisy, not too breezy, because it's been really fun sitting down here for the most part till the dog barked. But I will try it again, who knows, if the weather cooperates. Now I have to pack up and go back in the house, and then start on some housework. But I could sit out here forever, or all day, till those grey thunderclouds come on over. Alright guys, I will wrap it up. I hope you all have a fabulous week. Hope you've enjoyed sitting down here with me this week. And I hope you come back next week and join me in the knitting den, or the knitting garden, or yard, or wherever I may be. Bye guys.